Lex, appreciate you taking the time. You're one of the most talked about personalities in bare knuckle fighting. I'm really appreciative that you took the time out of your day to do this interview with us. And
I'm just a guy, dude. I'm just a human being. So I'm just like you and Sid, dude. So you know what I mean. But
hell yeah.
The only thing with me is I got 4 kids, so it's a little harder to do this stuff. But just a human being, brother, and I look at everybody equal. So I appreciate you guys having me on here as well.
For sure. So I guess I'll hand it off to Sid. I think he's gonna start off asking you the questions, but yeah, let's get right into it.
No problem.
Yeah, so I mean, you started your professional fighting career about a decade ago now when you started fighting professional MMA.
Yeah, dude.
And you made the jump to bare knuckle last year. So what kind of caused that jump? Was that something you always envisioned, or was it just a good timing kind of thing?
No, so more of a good timing thing, I guess. I didn't even really. I told this story in a bunch of podcasts, but I'm not one to tell a story. So or not tell a story. So I like to always be rid of. Sorry, dude, I'm so tired, but I'm
You're good.
I'm definitely I like to retell stories. So I'm a storyteller. So I had lost. I had tore my knee. So as you saw, I lost my first 3 pro fights, and then I tore my knee. And I was done. I was done with fighting. I didn't want to fight ever again. But then I got to 330 pounds, and I was depressed. I didn't have a great relationship with my wife. I didn't have a great relationship with my kids. So I knew I needed to make a change. So, excuse me, I just downed a coffee. I was like a forklift supervisor. And I was on my forklift one day, and I hadn't watched MMA in a long time. And I used to really be obsessed with like the regional scene of MMA. So I started looking at Tapology, and I was looking at all these guys, and I was like, I could beat this guy, I could beat that guy, I could beat this guy, that guy. And I was like, why am I not doing this? Like, why am I not in this? Like, why? Like, because I came up with like Kyle Dawkins, Chris Dawkins, Joe Pfeiffer, Sean Brady. Paul Felder was already pro when I was an amateur. When I first went amateur, he just got signed, so I didn't really come up with him. But Jeremiah Wells, I came up with. I'm trying to name like all the big names around here, but that's all I can think of. Petrosky, I'm trying to think more, but that's all I can think of. But they were all winning their fights, and I sat back and I said to myself, what were they doing that I wasn't? And answer is winning, right? So I said to myself, what do I got to do to win? And I got to get a good gym around me. I got a good group of guys around me, and people that I can trust, people that I feel good around, because I never had that before. It's a long answer, but I'll get to it.
You're good.
So I came back. I joined a gym that I shouldn't have joined, meaning like it was just a dog crap gym. Let's be a little frank. It was a dog shit gym. So I ended up leaving that gym. I got down to like probably 280, 260s. And then I joined Martinez BJJ to train with Chris and Kyle again. And slowly but surely I started building confidence. I won my first fight back in 10 seconds by knockout. Then I fought the big fat dude. I refused to name him because I was beating the shit out of him. But I got really tired. I got really, really tired. There's a whole backstory to that, but no excuses. I lost. It is what it is. But when I lost, I was kind of like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Like I'm 1-4. Like UFC's kind of out of the question right now unless I win like 8 or 9 fights in a row by knockout. So I was like, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do another fight. We're getting to it. We're getting to that answer. It's coming up, dude. I promise. So what happened is that I took a fight in West Virginia because I kind of wanted to take a fight because I sell a decent amount of tickets around here,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, I sell good tickets now, but then for that fight that I lost, I sold 104. But I didn't want any pressure on me, and I didn't want any eyes on me. So I took a fight in West Virginia where I knew no one would bug me. I knew I didn't need to sell any tickets. I literally fought. Listen to this. I literally fought for $500 to win and $500 to show. And by the way, I quit my job to do this, so that's not a lot of
Wow.
money.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of money. So I fought at 205, and I had to drive out there 8.5 hours to drive out there. But 2 weeks before I made that drive, 2 weeks before I made the walk to fight that fight, which is a story. That's a crazy story, dude. The walk was like it was weird, dude. We'll talk about that fight in a minute.
Okay.
But I'm sitting at my table, and I'm on my laptop, and I play this game. My laptop just broke, so I can't play it. But I got to get that fixed because I'm obsessed with this game. It's called WMMA 5. And basically, like in that game, it's a simulation game. It's a tech simulation game, but it's modded to where you could have real world like companies like UFC. You could even mod it now. BKFC was in there, but there's no boxing like simulator. It's literally just kickboxing or MMA.
Okay.
But like you can be Dana White and you can run the entire UFC. Like you can match like fights, like you can negotiate with networks, and I love the behind the scenes stuff. So like that's always like how I fell in love with that stuff was WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2006 General Manager mode. When I got my hands on that, dude, I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. So like WMMA is like a deep dive into that, and then there's like the bigger game to that is called TEW, which is the wrestling version, which is way more in depth. But anyway, WMMA, I was sitting there and I was playing it, and I was booking fights, and I was playing as either PFL or Bellator. I never play as UFC because I kind of want to always beat the UFC.
Okay.
So I played as like CFFC, like I played as like Combat. Like you can play as dude, like literally like any fighter you can think of is in that game. Like and you can play like in the 90s, you can play in the 2000s, you can play as long as there's a mod for it and the mod works, you can play in that era. So like if you wanted to, you could relive like UFC 100 and book it the way you think that UFC 100 should have been booked.
Wow.
So I'm sitting there and I'm playing it, and then all of a sudden my phone goes off, ding, and it's Nate Shook, and I'm like, Nate Shook. I'm like, heard of the name. Don't know who it is, and it's like you would think like it's not a knock on Nate. It's just like how approachable, in my opinion, how approachable and how like non-ego like he has, right? Like because like he could totally have been like, this is BKFC matchmaker Nate Shook, like we want you to fight, like something like that, right? It was just literally like this. It was like, hey, what's up, man? How are you? I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? Why is he randomly just saying this? So then I was like, good, how are you? And then he was like, I'm doing good. And I was just like, okay, like, how do I base like this? Like, what do I say next to this guy? I still don't know who he is. Like, I don't know, like, what's going on. I knew he had something to do with fighting because I remember I talked to him back in the day about taking a fight somewhere, but I just wasn't sure where I knew him. So I was interested. And he was replying fast, dude. So finally, he just gets to it, and it was right after their last Knucklemania show, the one they just had, so the one at Wells Fargo last year. So he said, word for word, he said, I was walking around, and I was asking people who should fight for us in the Philadelphia area, and he said, I had so many people tell me to sign you. Mind you, I'm only a 1-4 pro right now, looking to go 2-4. So I'm like, what the hell? Why do these? And I was like, well, what company do you fight for? Well, actually, no, I didn't say that. After he said Wells Fargo, I knew who he was. I knew it was BKFC right off the bat. So then I'm like, who said that to you, man? He was like, I have no idea. So every time I tell the story, I always say, thank you, anonymous guy that randomly, anonymous people, should I say, that told Nate Shook to reach out to me and sign me. Because if it wasn't for you guys, I probably would still be fighting regionally. But anyway, so I'm going back and forth. I'm talking about it a little bit, and he goes, "What do you think about bare knuckle? What do you think about fighting bare knuckle?" And I remember just sitting on my laptop, and I'm like, "It's barbaric." Like, but I was like, I wrote that to him. I was like, but that's how I said it. I was like, it's barbaric. But I was like, I said, I texted Chris and Kyle, and I like mid conversation, and they were like, "Geez," they were like, "They really hit you up," and I was like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Do it," and I was like, all right, why not? I was like, I'll do it. And I wrote to him. So his thing was they needed heavyweights. They were looking for heavyweights. And I said, Nate, I'm not a heavyweight.
Mhm.
And I fought at heavyweight, but I'm not a heavyweight. And Nate was like, "Well, do this fight at heavyweight, and then we'll see about 205." And I was like, "All right." So then I went and I said, "Listen, I'm under contract with this random company in bumblefuck fucking West Virginia. Literally, bro, it was in the middle of nowhere. It was a casino in the middle of nowhere. It was the weirdest. It was a very weird experience."
Yeah.
So he was like, "Win or lose, we'll still sign you. We really want you." And I was like, "All right, like this is crazy." And I was like, "Do you want me to see if I can back out of this fight, and then I'll just worry about yours?" He was like, no, fight that fight. The fight was a month apart, literally a month apart.
Mm-hmm.
And I was more worried about getting hurt or cut. That's why I wanted to back out. That way I could just focus on the BKFC fight.
Mhm.
And he was like, we'll talk after your fight, but he was like, "You're definitely going to be fighting for us." And I was like, "All right, no problem." So I went, I won that fight in by TKO in the second round, manhandled him, and then just out wrestled him. Dude, that's the only thing I missed, dude, is just takedowns and wrestling and grappling.
Yeah.
But so then I won that fight, and I reached out to him on Sunday. So then I fought, and I won by TKO, and then I reached out to him and I said, "Yo, brother, good news, I won, not a scratch on my face." And he was like, "Cool." Literally the next day I woke up, I had a contract sitting in my email. I had all these people reaching out because I had a month to get ready for this now. I just fought. I'm beat up. I'm sore. So he elbowed me in my nose a bunch on the bottom. And he broke my nose. My nose has been broken for years, but he like kind of moved it over a little bit more. So I had all this blood all over me, and instead of going to the hotel and showering, I went to the hotel, grabbed all my stuff, and I just bolted home. So I stopped at a Sheetz, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, are you okay? You look like you got out of a car crash." I was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I got out of a car crash down the street." I was just lying to people, telling people at the gas station, like messing with them. But I had all this blood all over me. It took me 8.5 hours. Got home with the wife and kids, still blood all over me. Took a shower. And then that's when I texted them. But yeah, then that Sunday, dude, or that Monday rather, I came and I had like, "You got to get this medical done. You got to get this medical done. You got to get this." I was like, "Oh my God, this is insane." I didn't realize how big of a company they were until I started dealing with them. I was like, "Geez, this is a big company."
Oh.
And the rest is history. Yeah, that's how that all happened. Sorry, talking long story. But
No, that's
Perfectly
dope
fine.
story. Yeah, I didn't know. That's crazy. The West Virginia, like the regional scene, like making it up as a fighter, like you have to really love it, and you have to really like,
you got to be
wanna do
obsessed
it.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's another thing too about anything you do. Like if you guys do this podcast, right? Like, and you guys aren't getting the views that you want to get, right? But if you keep at it and you keep doing it, eventually, dude, it's just gonna. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to put in time and effort.
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. You can't just do something and expect in 1 year to get something going and done. It's gonna take like 2 to 5 to 10 for me 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yep. I agree. Yeah. So I mean, we're about 3 weeks out from your upcoming fight. Where are you at in camp right now? Like both like physically, mentally, how are you feeling?
I've been ready to rock and roll since July 26th, dude. The day after I fought, I was contacting them like crazy to fight.
Okay.
I was trying to fight Corey. No one talks about Willis, but
Corey Willis.
but his nickname is Corey. What you talking about? I call him. No one talks about. I was trying to fight him, but I guess the powers that be at BKFC didn't want me on that card, so they want to save me for Knucklemania, which is rightfully so. But I would have got the job done with him. He's a heavyweight, but I would have fought at heavyweight one more time. I would have got the job done with him. He runs into punches. He just fought Palomino, the Cuban Missile Crisis at heavyweight. The dude that's 11-0. Yeah, so if you could tell he's tough, but everybody's tough until they get punched in the face 200 times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Toughness only gets you so far, and that's what people don't realize. You need to know actually how to fight and not just run into people and just clinch and punch them in the body.
Yeah, for sure.
So, talking about saving you for Knucklemania, you're first 2 fights with BKFC have been in the 2300 arena, and now you're gonna be fighting in Xfinity Mobile. Would you say that's adding more pressure to it, or is that more motivation for you?
It's funny you say that. Like I've been wrestling my whole life, so I've wrestled and I fought. So I fought when there was like 100 people there, and I fought when there was 4,000 people there. I fought when there's, I've wrestled when there was 25 people there.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean anything to me. It like maybe in the back I'll have a little bit of nerves, but as soon as they say fight, it all goes away.
Hell yeah.
I put myself in this position for a reason. I have all the eyes on me. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it'd be kind of dumb to fold over that. Like, when I did it to myself, you know what I mean? So
I always hear like fighting is like the most vulnerable sport. Like you go in there like half naked and everything is just like displayed to the world, and like, you could lose and then get knocked out, and like people are like making memes and stuff. Like the internet's brutal. Yeah.
Who cares? You only live once.
True. That's the right mentality to have.
You only live once. Maybe like I don't think so. Like when I went 0-3, I wasn't ready for all this stuff. Like just like mature wise. Like I'm 32 now, so
Yeah.
I'm a lot more mature, and I feel like it's really weird to say, dude, but like maybe it does happen, maybe it doesn't happen. But sometimes I feel like I manifest so much. I really do feel like that cruiserweight belt was around my waist, like without even like I feel like I just feel it on me. Like it's weird. It's a really weird feeling. And if you ever saw the picture where I took the picture with the BKFC belt at the watch party, like when I held it, it felt like it was mine. Like it felt like it was like mine for the taking. So I really feel like that. I'm probably like 2 or 3 fights away from that belt. So.
Speaking of the Cruiserweight Championship, I believe it was last October that Chris Camozzi fought Sakara for that belt.
Yes.
Were you tuned in for that fight? Do you have any
I
thoughts
watched
on
it. Yeah, always boring as usual with Chris Camozzi. You always fall asleep when Chris Camozzi fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you want to talk about the most boring fighter, when the most boring former champion, most boring fighter in BKFC history, you got to bring up Chris Camozzi. You got to bring up Chris Camozzi, right? The guy runs a lot, right? Now, mind you, he has a couple TKOs, he has a couple knockouts, but he runs and he hides behind that jab. That's not a fighter mentality. And here's the other thing. This is something I would like to talk to Mr. Camozzi about. If you're the champion, right, why are you going and defending it in another country? You're the American. You should be defending on American soil. Sakara should be coming to you. Sakara lives in Miami. This doesn't make any sense. I get it that he's a very, 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 very big draw in Italy, but look at the big risk you took, and it didn't pay off. You went and you fought in Italy, and you lost your belt when you probably won that fight. And not only did you lose your belt, you also lost some teeth in that fight as well.
Ooh. Yeah. That's facts. I wanted to talk a little bit about like you're now on a 2-fight win streak in BKFC.
Undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated. And now, if with a win over Zac Calmus, are
the
you
homeless
looking?
bum? The bum. The hobo.
The hobo. He does look like a hobo. The hair and
he
shit.
Looks like he's a homeless. He's a homeless guy, dude, and we're cleaning up the community. We're trying to get him off the streets. I got him a nice payday here, dude. Like, but I'm gonna beat him up so bad he's gonna go to Ice Wars after this. He's not gonna even be on the BK. He's not even be on the BKFC roster. That's how bad I'm gonna beat him up. He's gonna go right to Ice Wars, dude. He's gonna be playing. He's gonna be playing Ice Wars.
But like with Sakara holding the belt, are you looking for title shot next, or are you still chasing the big legacy names? I remember at your debut you called out Fedor. Where's your head at with that?
The Russian piece of shit hiding in the mountains of Russia. I talked to Fedor's manager. I've said this in another interview. I talked to Jerry Millen.
Yeah.
Fedor, it's not that Fedor's afraid of me. He's just doesn't want to fight in BKFC. I mean, I don't know what you're waiting to do then. You know what I mean? Like the guy's acting like he gets all this money. He gets all this. I mean, hold on a second. I gotta put my phone on do not disturb because I'm getting phone calls.
Oh, no worries.
You're fine.
Am I back? Can you see me?
Yeah,
you did.
Okay, cool. So what did I do though? You guys are ginormous.
Oh shoot.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
We're back to normal. What were we talking about? Fedor. He fights. You know, I mean, I guess he's rich. I guess he doesn't have to worry about money. But my whole thing to Jerry was, listen, I'm a 2-4 pro. Fedor likes to fight bums. Look at Fedor's record. Yeah, he's fought some tough fights, but he likes to fight bums. Why is he fighting Matt Lindland, who's a middleweight? Why is he fighting Chael Sonnen, that's a middleweight? Why is he fighting Rampage Jackson when he's a 205er?
Yeah.
Why is he fighting Ryan Bader when he's a 205er? Why is he fighting guys with 0-1 records? Why is he fighting guys with 0-0 records? Why? It just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense why he was fighting those fights. But if he wants to fight those fights, I'm the perfect fight for him. You know what I mean? But I'm also not going to sit there and be a bitch about it. I'm going to come in there and we're going to throw some hands. And I know for a fact if I crack Fedor, he's going to retreat and he's going to back up. But it's likewise. I mean, the guy's a GOAT for a reason, right? Like, the guy can crack. So if he does hit me, I mean, it's going to suck. But, you know, that one's just for Uncle Chael. That fight right there, that's for Uncle Chael. I'll get Uncle Chael's win. Don't worry about that. But Fedor ain't ever gonna fight me, brother. It's just never gonna happen. But if he wants to, I'm here, brother. But yeah, I do want those legacy fights, and Sakara is definitely a legacy fight for me because I want that world title. I think in BKFC I can be a world champion. I think I molded myself and grew a lot, and I think a lot of people are gonna see that level, the high level. I don't know how you would say it. The high level fighter that I can be. I was gonna say high levelness, but I don't think that's a word. The high level fighter that I can be, and that I'm saying I could be in this fight because I really grew a lot this camp. And honestly, brother, them keeping me and making me train for this long was a mistake because I'm just way better than what I was. I've grown so much, and I'm way more comfortable on my feet. I'm not a wrestler anymore. I got people in the gym. No lie. Today I sparred today, and everybody in the gym's telling me I look like a boxer. So that's a problem.
Oh hell yeah. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you did tap into it a little bit before, but speaking of your gym, how has it been, you know, training at Forge Phillies with the Dawkins brothers? You know, what impact do you think they've made on your career?
You know, when I first started training again, the three of us it wasn't Forge, we were training at Martinez, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I was a broken man, dude. Like, I had no confidence. I had nothing. Like, I wasn't like a bitch, but like I would still go in and spar, but like I was afraid to get hit. Like, I was afraid to like try to engage like in punches and stuff. It took them a long time to like help me, bro. And like they would help me like mentally and just, you know, talking to me and having conversations with me and you know, training me in the gym and helping me with all sorts of stuff. And it just took a lot. Like, God bless them both, because it took them a lot, dude. Like, they're very, 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 very great people. Like, and you don't really see me talk very highly of people that much. There's a lot of people in my life that I think that are great people, you know, amazing people, but those two are definitely the top three, with my wife probably being one. But you know, they're definitely like my brothers until I die, kind of thing. You know what I mean? They've seen me cry a million times. They've seen me, you know. I'll tell you this. So when Kyle used to spar me, it wasn't sparring. He would beat the living crap out of me. Kyle knocked me out 3 times in 3 weeks.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
And Kyle is the best fighter I've ever sparred, I've ever trained with in my life. Chris is also very, very good, but Kyle is number 1. Chris is number 2. But Kyle is just it to this day, dude. Like, I can't. There's like sparring him. Yeah, I can hit him, but like it's like when I hit him, I'm like, oh god, I'm gonna piss him off. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like he's just that good, dude. And I think like within this year, you're gonna see him in the top 10 to top 5 in the UFC. But he just made me grow. It's funny that we're talking about this because I literally just sent him a text about 20 minutes before we did the call, and I told him thank you for everything, and I love him, and because I've grown so much as a fighter and as a human being, and I'm just way better as a person and way better as a fighter. You know what I mean? And Chris and Kyle are a big part of that, for sure.
I mean, speaking about Kyle, he also had a huge year last year coming in terms of fighting. You know, he made his UFC return, got 2 basically first-minute finishes. You were actually in his corner for the last fight, right, in Madison Square Garden. What was that experience like? Are we going to be seeing you doing that more in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I'm his main training partner. I'm not his coach at all by any means. I help him with his wrestling a lot. But his wrestling, since I started wrestling with him, has gotten way, way better. Like in the past, a lot of people could take him down and just lay in guard and, kind of just stall it out on him because he's dangerous. Obviously, he's dangerous on the feet and he's dangerous on the ground. Very dangerous on the ground. So a lot of people could just take him down and kind of stall out and guard. But now, dude, it's like, I can still take him down, but it ain't easy. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't easy. I'm gonna talk a little shit about him, but he can take me down, but not as much as I can. But like, I'm probably gonna regret saying that. But he's definitely the best fighter I've ever trained with, and for sure. I mean, I think you'll see me in the corner for a long time with him.
Hell yeah. Lex, I'm gonna ask you like a list of like 5 questions and rapid fire. It's a little game. I want you to give me the first word that pops into your head.
Cool.
All right. So first, favorite music artist.
Come on, man. I've been listening to a lot. I always listen. I would say Hank Williams Jr. right now because I listen to him a lot. You guys probably don't know who that is, but I listen to him a lot. I listen to all kind of music. That's really tough. I listen to music all day long. That's a tough one. Okay. But I would say right now Hank Williams Jr.
Okay. Favorite food?
Oh, steak.
Steak. Okay. Favorite thing to do when you're not training?
I don't do anything. I literally go to training and I go home, hang out with my wife and kids. I'd say cook.
Cook, okay. Oh yeah, I see it on your Instagram story all the time. Those look great. If you never found combat sports, what job would you be doing right now?
Probably dead.
Oh damn. And then who is winning the Super Bowl next month?
I don't watch football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. If I didn't do combat sports, I don't know. I'd probably be like a cop or something, or I don't know. I always wanted to be a cop, but I mean, I worked in trucking all my life, so I'd probably just be in trucking. Which is like dock work and stuff like that. But
yeah,
I mean, I get depressed and stuff when I'm not training, so I need this in my life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I can see how passionate you are already.
Yeah, I mean, I live it, brother, and I grind with Chris and Kyle every day. So we have a bunch of teammates there and a bunch of other people. Pat Brady's my teammate too, who's also on the cards for Knucklemania. I don't know if you guys know Pat.
Yeah, I believe he fought on one of the same cards as you, I believe, right? As well?
No, but he fought on Wells Fargo last year. He fought Zac Calmus last year at Wells Fargo.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys want to interview with him, I'll shoot you his Instagram, and you guys can do an interview with him as well.
Oh yeah,
awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah,
that's
no
huge.
problem, brother.
You already got the inside intel then, like. Zach.
I don't even need it, dude. This is the easy. Listen, I literally said in July, August. I did an interview in August. I literally said I called out 4 names. I called out in July. I called out Kamosi, Fedor, and Yoel, and then in the post fight, and then in the interview I did after that, I called out Kamosi, Fedor, Yoel, and Zac Calmus. And I said the one thing I said about Zac Calmus. I said he's the easiest fight in BKFC, and I'll show you guys exactly why. February 7th, 2026, at Xfinity Mobile Arena, live in front of everybody.
Hell yeah!
18,000 strong. I sold 350 tickets, I think.
Woo!
Yeah, we did a lot. Sid being one of them.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Sid being one of them. But don't forget, this fight is at 205 pounds. Me versus Calmus. Yeah. 218 right now. Well, I just drank a coffee, so probably 219. But 218, and we're going to be 205 February 6th. And then we're going to beat up Zac Calmus February 7th. We're going to send him back to the streets, and we're going to send him to Ice Wars.
Yes, sir.
I love that.
Sir.
For sure.
So I mean, you've become known for what you've been saying after your fights, not only what you've been doing in the ring. So you don't have to get too specific. You can say it for the fight, but we just want to know if you have anything planned for your
100%.
post-fight interview. Yeah.
100%. 100% I do. I can't talk about it because, let me tell you something, that's the biggest money grab of it all, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
People are they love watching me fight, right?
Yep.
But then they're so curious about what I'm going to talk about afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So to me, like if a sponsor's like, to me, if a sponsor's like, can you mention this in your post-fight speech? Yeah, sure. Give me $100,000.
Yeah.
That's like, maybe not 100, but right now, but to me, that's what it is, because
Yep.
that's what everybody wants to see, the post-fight interview. Like,
Mhm.
probably more than the fight. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be a wild one. It's gonna be
Yeah.
it's Knucklemania. So like
Yep.
it's gonna be the best post-fight interview of all time. I will say that. It should be, unless I completely stutter and whatnot. But I stutter because I'm so amped up. You know what I mean? So amped, and like it's hard to get out while you just got out of a fist fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's hard to get it out like that. But it's gonna be the biggest one yet. I'll say that. I think it'll push me up. Not Mike Perry level, but I'll be right under. Like I feel like I'll be close to him. You know what I mean?
Yes,
We
sir.
look forward to it.
Yes, sir. So, Lex, do you have anything else that you want to say to the fans heading into this fight? Any closing remarks?
Just thank my family, thank my wife, my kids, thank the Forge MMA. Thank all my sponsors. I got too many to name right now, dude. Life Med's one of them. Trying to think. I got Reen's Deli. I got Honest Realtor. I got Pizza City. I got Alex's Pizza. And the Rook. I got Ferrari's Landscape. There's definitely more, dude.
Mhm.
There's definitely more that I can't think of. It's so hard to remember all this stuff because I'm dealing with tickets, I'm dealing with the fight, I'm dealing with cutting weight, you know what I mean? There's so many moving parts. It's kind of like out of my head. Like I won't remember that stuff until I gotta get it on my shorts. You know what I mean? Then I'm like, oh yeah. That guy gave me money. I better go put that logo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, Lex, thank you for sitting down with us. Thank you so much for making time in your busy day. And good luck finishing camp. I hope you're able to stay healthy. And I can't wait to see what kind of statement you make February 8th on Knucklemania. 7th.